Hello, everybody. This is Sai. Today, I have a special guest. Her name is Denise Hopkins. Denise Hopkins began her yoga journey after 13 years in the New York City fashion industry. Stressed and unhappy at work, yoga became her saving grace and helped her keep up with the demanding pace of the competitive industry. In 2005, she made the gut decision to complete a Forrest Yoga training, which changed her life and her professional trajectory. Since training under founder of Forrest Yoga, Anna Forrest, Denise found an inner strength which burstened new confidence, passion, and allay of the feelings. She learned the skills she needed to let go of old behavior patterns, which used to set her up for being walked on. She also has studied craniosacral therapy through both Millen Institute and a Pleasure Institute. She offers healing sessions through combined craniosacral, intuitive energy work, and coherence healing. She has spent her teacher career guiding others to find a peace through the body-mind connection. Today, Denise is RYT 500, a Forrest Yoga Mentor, guardian, teacher, certified yoga tune-up teacher, and role model method practitioner. She travels to teach workshops and hands-on assisting, teaching for teachers. She leads her own workshops, classes, private instructions, teacher training, and retreat. Denise draws on 20 years of the experience to help students walk through physical and emotional challenges. Each student feels seen and heard by Denise, who is on a mission to empower them with resilience for self-development along the way. Find Denise virtually or in person in the New York City and Hudson Valley area. Welcome, Denise Hopkins. Welcome. Hello, Denise.
Hello, Sai.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to talk with you, to share together. Thank you for creating this platform to share all of your wisdom. I'm honored to be here, truly.
Thank you. I was chatting with Denise a little bit because I created the bio video separately from this video. And then I was texting her as I was reading Denise's bio. I was really feeling into it because every word came through. I really felt that's you, who you are. So I'd like to talk about how I was led to you. I
So
don't know
many
if I,
years ago.
I think so. So everybody, at that time, 2017, I didn't know anything about the yoga. And I happened to be in Long Island, found this forest yoga based training, the class, but I had no idea. Then I overheard there was a teachers, apparently 4 teachers, are going to teach at the Omega Institute in Rhinebeck, New York. I had never been to the Omega also. So this was the first of the everything, like a spirituality kind of the opening door for me. And I had no idea who Denise was. And there was some significant things that I felt from you was when you touched my body. I had severe, it's called a TMJ symptoms that I had a surgery. I still have metals also in my jar. And I didn't know how severe it was. And actually, I learned that later on. So when your hands touched my body, I have a tension in the jar and in the shoulders everywhere. I felt something I have never felt before. I couldn't explain it. So I went home. I started Googling, looking into your website actually. Then I found out something very interesting information about your work. So that's how I was led to you at the time that you were offering the class in a Tribeca. And I did have some one-on-one session with you. And then you are teaching in the New York City, the class. And then I took the class and hand assisting and teaching. So the rest is history. So now coming to this present moment, you really had helped me so much where I am today and who I am becoming. So maybe that many people might have heard of yoga, and there was so many, when you Google, there is a yoga is this. There's so many explanations. My first questions for you is, what is yoga means to you?
First, I want to say thank you for sharing that story. There was a lot about that I didn't realize. And I do remember that very moment of feeling called to move to you in that one class at Omega. And I truly believe there's no accidents. That was one of my most favorite synchronicities in life. It somehow brought us together and we're still here. And I'm still learning from you, actually. So to answer your question, what does yoga mean to me? That's big. Yoga in Sanskrit, technically, if you look up the definition, it means union or to unite, mind, body, spirit. For me personally, yoga is a vehicle that gets my body out of pain and feeling good so that I can actually surrender into the deeper places within myself, like surrender into my heart and become more tapped into my inner knowing. For me, yoga is embodiment. An embodiment is essentially the expression of something that's unseen into a physical form. So while I really love and I'm so grateful for all the physical benefits of yoga, like the mental clarity, the healing of injuries, it for me serves truly as a doorway to a stronger relationship with spirit. And that has come for me, I'm going to say in the past, more strongly in the past 6 years. That piece of it, really using it as the outlet for spirit. So it can take that long in your practice to go through and move through the mental stuff and the mental tied with the physical until you sort of cross this other line and you have an aha moment one day. It's like, wait, there's something more here.
Wow. Yeah. It's beautifully said. Wow. That is very profound. That yoga is a vehicle to opening up for the spirituality, the doorway. Thank you.
It's a great question.
Yes. So as I introduced on the bio, I'm going to come up with, because so many people probably might not know or might know the type of the yoga that you did, the training, and then you're a mentor, guardian. So what is the Forrest Yoga? And what makes Forrest Yoga to be your foundation of a teaching?
As you started to say earlier, Forrest Yoga was created by Anna Forrest with 2 R's. And what makes it unique is that it is very breath focused, it's intention driven, and it's strength based. So anyone who's done yoga, in Forrest Yoga, you're holding your poses longer than you might be used to build up that strength and that mental endurance to be able to breathe through moments that might feel like you're going beyond your comfort zone for a reason. There's a big focus in Forrest Yoga on how to heal and prevent injuries. We move at a slower pace. And there is very unique, very deep core work, abdominal work, that supports your lower back, supports digestion, and helps to heal injuries. Because the way I see it, if you're disconnected to your core, the core of your being, then there's no support structure or scaffolding for the rest of your body. And in Forrest Yoga, there's always an intention at the beginning of class. And the intention will connect some emotional work or component with a physical action or a feeling, something to feel. So for example, let's say the intention is to feel less resistance in your life, right? Less resistance to the things that are outside of your control. So when you're on your mat, your intention for that class will be letting go of an area of your body, like maybe your jaw or your shoulders, that holds tension and struggle in your life. So when you're doing your life and something happens out of your control and you push against it, like, no, this can't be. I want this person to be different, for an example. When you're having that emotion, the shoulders and the neck and the jaw will clamp down. So on your mat, you're starting to unravel that pattern. by simply bringing awareness to it and changing the action, changing the response of those muscles. So what really drew me to Forrest Yoga is that it does go beyond just the physical postures, and you're getting into a place where you can start to chip away at that emotional backlog.
Wow. Wow. I think so many people in this world right now, very stressful. Like, like you said, you changed your career and then like a yoga changed and then your career trajectory completely changed. And then this AI world and then computerized and so many computer using our posture gets so erratic and of course patterns, so many bad patterns and the behavior. So in a way, so attached to those habitual way of the doing.
Yes.
Oh.
And making your life more authentically yours. Because as you said, like there's so everything changing with technology and AI, it's possible we could start to lose that sense of discernment. Like, what is true for me? What is real? What is authentic? And just coming deeper, sitting with yourself, going deeper into the layers of soft tissue and muscle and getting quiet, you'll start to become more intimately connected. Like, wait, what is true for me? That makes sense?
Yes, very much. So you talked about this tissue, you talked about it. So I think that that's going to lead to the next questions about, you are also the teacher of the, it's called the yoga tune-up. It's a role model method. So can you explain briefly, like, what is the yoga tune-up and what made you to incorporate this method with your teachings?
I'd love to answer that question. So Yoga Tune-Up was created by, or developed by Jill Miller. And what called me to Yoga Tune-Up was I felt like there was more to be learned about healing injuries outside of just yoga postures. And there was more for me to learn about anatomy. And she is a genius in these two arenas. And Yoga Tune-Up incorporates, there's a few branches actually. There's the physical therapy, I'm going to say physical therapy inspired moves that incorporate muscle isolation work, as well as joint stability and mobility moves, which we all need, especially as we age. And then there's the therapy ball, massage, soft tissue release component as well. And I feel this work complements Forrest Yoga, or honestly, any style of yoga. It really is a great complement because it helps us to break down our bodies and poses into basic building blocks. So by doing this, the students can start to become aware of areas that are limited, or maybe areas in their body that they're unconscious of or blind to. They're just numb. And whether it's like limited range of motion in your joints or highlighting areas that are misused or underused, you can infuse this into your yoga poses. So that was a lot. Let me give you an example. For, let's say, downward dog. This is a pose almost everyone knows. A lot of students are unclear, like what's going on with the shoulders in downward dog, right? And the neck and the head.
Yeah.
So Yoga Tune-Up takes stand-alone moves, totally out of downward dog, and will educate students on how to engage these different parts of the shoulder blade, the chest, and the upper arms, so that when you come into downward dog, you can then put together all those pieces and incorporate them into the pose. Like you're learning outside of the pose how to rotate your shoulder blade in a supportive way. You come in a down dog, you rotate your shoulder blade in that same way that you just learned. So it's those little building blocks. It's like, to me, I think of it as like you're polishing your poses. You're, as she calls it, tuning up your yoga.
Interesting. I wonder that's how the name was.
Yeah, yes. I have a feeling maybe it makes
Maybe.
sense in my brain.
I see. You know, because I ever since I discovered this yoga tune-up,
Mhm.
incredible method, everybody. It's really incredible. And especially what we collectively went through some huge change in the 2019 that we had to stay home and we couldn't go outside or not being touched, all the restrictions. So those balls really doing on myself.
These.
Yes, and it's only like a $15, and it helped me like a self massage in a way, helped me so much, especially the I don't know 2 years, 3 years around the COVID time. It was just a remarkable tool. I also experienced that as well. So
100%. I call these like a massage therapist in a bag. And they help to, if you're not familiar with these, they help to break down adhesions in the soft tissue. And basically, what are adhesions? It's when collagen fibers get clumped and stuck together. When the tissues become dehydrated, the tune-up work will, the therapy ball work will help to bring more blood flow to the area, improving your range of motion, unraveling knots and tension in your muscles. And one, we can't forget this, but huge takeaway from this therapy ball work is that it downregulates our nervous system. More relaxation response. So like if your jaw and your upper traps get tight, especially when we're breathing into our chest because we're in a state of panic and fear, we don't realize it. When we're stress breathing, our jaw and neck clamps down. But when you start to massage these areas with the therapy balls, your lungs open up, your breath moves with more ease, and then your nervous system just calms, which
yes, is that called the vagus nerve, like for the trauma response?
yes, part of it, absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Wow. I got more educated today. That's great. Yes, I think when it comes to the trauma, means it can be the range of the trauma response to the individual,
Yes.
the body, and of course, psychologically, emotionally. So without we realizing it, like you said, unraveling those the knotting of the what we are carrying something inside. So
Yeah. Our protection too. You know, you walk outside, you might go to the supermarket and something happens around you and you, right, causes you to kind of protect yourself. And then, you know, you drive home and not realizing, unconscious, that you're still holding your muscles in that way. But when you start to use yoga and the therapy balls, you bring awareness like, oh, I thought I was relaxed. I am so not relaxed.
I
So
know.
you feel the difference.
Definitely, definitely. After the therapy, my body is like a new. I feel new way. I'm gonna sip the water too. That's incredible tool. Thank you. So now I'm gonna bring to another topic that another you have this in spectacular this skills, which actually the very first time I was led to you, what it's called cranial therapy. And I'm sure that many people do not know. I mean, my area, my friends, when I say it, what is that? So if you can explain, because I believe this is a very important topic
Mhm.
about spirituality also.
I
So
agree.
what is the craniotherapy and how important to understand this modality for people's well-being?
Yes. So craniosacral therapy it's gentle. It's gentle body work using incredibly light touch. And it focuses mostly on the cranial sacral system, which is the bones of the skull, the spine, and the sacrum, as well as the cerebral spinal fluid, which surrounds and protects your brain and your spinal cord. And as I was just talking about, it does help to bring us out of fight or flight, to release the trauma in the body, to downregulate the nervous system so that the body's natural organic healing process can unfold. So it promotes essentially an overall well-being for the body and improved health.
Totally.
Because when we're in panic mode and stress, we're not in a position to heal or to create or to think clearly. We're just in survival.
100%.
And the immune system is weaker when that's the case.
So, wow. Yes, this is incredible. That, yeah, your touch. And I actually said to you after, I said, your magic touch. Like I really felt truly the energy came through from your hands. Was that something I have never felt? It's more like a warmth, and then at the same time, like something was a healing. And then that really got me curious about what energy this person is harnessing.
Well, intention, as you know, Sai, intention is everything. Like intention from the practitioner, as well as an intention from the person experiencing the healing, which I think both people are experiencing healing at the same time when the session is occurring. And what's been really big for me, and I'm very passionate about that, I've been incorporating into the energy work sessions, is something called coherence healing. And that is deeply, deeply inspired from my meditation practice through the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza. And basically, there's a lot to say about this. Everyone can look this up, but heart coherence basically brings the heart rate into a more smooth and rhythmic pattern. And when this happens, it basically improves our overall well-being. And the way we bring the heart into coherence is focusing on it and tapping into the heart while running the energy of more escalated emotions like love or gratitude or joy. And feeling those energies while simultaneously connecting up into this field, this quantum field, and directing that energy that's coming through to the person that needs healing. So it's essentially changing the energy field of both people. One person changes their energy field, it is felt by another. Is this making sense?
Yes,
I kind of went off on a tangent, but
no, I got the chill when you said it, because it's so true. It's emanating and then coming through, and then the person around can feel it also. So like a giving and receive kind of there's a relationship, the coherence about it. Oh, got chill.
and it's intention. That is to me, that is a piece of intention. What is the intention that you're running?
That's what always in your class, and then everything the Forrest Yoga statue is.
Yes.
Yes, very powerful. Wow. So then, what is the most important essence you think? I'm sure you already talked about a little bit, but then to be shortest summarizing that, what is the most important essence you think, feel, know we could benefit from the practicing yoga?
Well, aside from the obvious, like discovering our breath, a sense of calm, mental clarity and peace, the reduction of the pain, more flexibility, those are the obvious benefits. I feel that on a deeper level, and what's lacking in this world is the realization that we actually have the agency within us to heal ourselves. And making the connection between the fact that our limiting beliefs, all the lies we tell ourselves and all the beliefs from our growing up, how those limiting beliefs affect our physical body. And just really making that connection, to me, that is like a huge piece. And once you realize that there's a connection there, you can start to make the changes. Realizing that when we have a fear-based thought, that the thought turns into anxiety and maybe a feeling of hopelessness. And then our physical body reacts to the emotion by bracing and protecting. And injuries happen if we just decide to ignore the body signals, those little aches and pains. We just ignore them. Oh, you know what? They're going to go away on their own. And instead, noticing them and responding to them in a more healing way.
So true. So true. It's for me too, daily practice.
Yes. Lifelong practice.
On the mat, off the mat.
Yes, as they say, this is so true.
Well, it comes down to the last question today. So through your walk, what is the deepest message for the humanity?
Whoa, Sai, all of humanity.
Yeah, how you like to see the world? How
Hmm.
you like to see the world?
The message for humanity is to slow down. To slow down, to get quiet, to tune out all the noise, because there's a lot of noise outside of us, and sit with yourself. To love yourself no matter what. And just make peace by totally accepting all your vulnerabilities and all your suffering. And to seek out the people that support the truest version of yourself. To make choices in your life that support that version of yourself.
My heart is so filled.
Thank you, Sai. This was so great.
Oh, thank you so much. So where can we find you?
Oh, thank you. I teach online, and my website is denisehopkinsyoga.com. I teach 2 classes a week virtually, and my signature online platform is immersions. I do them a couple times, 2-3 times a year. They are courses live and recorded that dig in deep, where you do all the things, honestly, that we discussed today, all of it, including the therapy ball work. Yes. And I teach in the Hudson Valley, here in this space that I'm sitting in, right outside of Woodstock, New York. I also teach every so often in New York City, but I am willing and open to travel anywhere to teach, wherever it feels aligned. Thank you again.
Thank you. You are so generous person.
So are you, beyond.
So I will put your website descriptions on the below. And thank you so very much for our time together and stepping into the world, sharing your gift. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for being such a great teacher.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.